Okay, as we promised earlier, today we're going to have a quick review of the studio camera. Unfortunately, we do not have a real studio lens to communicate with the body of studio camera. So what we have today in the shop today, as most of our lenses have went out for rental. So we have the Rokinon 35mm to be used for this test. And as you can see, let's go through the body of the studio camera briefly. So you can see the first port we have on this side of the camera is the LNC remote jack port. Basically, this is 2.5mm jack, stereo jack input, which can be used to remotely control the focus and also the iris of your lens, provided that the lens that you use is compatible, not this lens obviously. The second one that we have here, the two inputs for audio here is for the headphone output. Basically, you can use this to monitor your audio with what Blackmagic is considering is the aviation headphones, which can really reduce the noise level. Basically, this also can the other port that you have here is the headphone microphone input. So if you use some headphone that can talk back to the control room, so this is where you put the headphone input, headphone microphone input. So you can talk with the control room basically. So that's what these three ports are. So now talking about audio inputs, we have the two balanced XLR inputs here. Channel 1 and channel 2, both these XLR inputs can be adjusted, the level can be adjusted through the camera itself. Later we will show you on the setting menu. Okay, so now the other side of the camera, as you can see, there are various of ports supplied with this camera. The first one is the optical input and output. So this is for 3G optical fiber input and output used by industrial standards. We do not have anything to try with this today, but whoever runs the studio should be able to make use of this. As you can see, this is pretty much how it looks like. Then we have the standard SDI out. This complies with 3G SDI. So it sends out uncompressed 10-bit 422 video to routers, monitors, SDI capture device, broadcast switches, and other SDI devices. So currently we are connecting this SDI out to the SDI to HDMI converter, and then we sending it to the hyperdeck shuttle, which is going to show you later on what is the sort of record footage we can get from this. And then we also have SDI in. The SDI in is pretty much to send in the program output from the switcher control room basically. But if you are connecting this to hyperdeck shuttle, you can also send back the SDI out from the hyperdeck shuttle to the camera through this one, just to monitor what you are recording through the camera. We are not going to try that today, unfortunately, due to other reasons. We'll explain later on. And the last one is the reference input. This is for camera to be gen-locking cameras to an external reference signal, which I have no idea how to use it right now since we are not in studio. So now this last one, oh sorry, I forgot, this is the last one actually. This is the power to be used to charge the battery, the internal batteries of the camera. The battery can last for 4 hours, and we have tested it. We switch it on for more than 3 hours. We didn't try it for 4 hours, but we definitely switch it on for more than 4 hours. Since it doesn't record to internal recording system, so that's why the battery can last, I believe, for more than 4 hours. Okay. Okay. As you can see, this is from the back side of the camera. You can see the hood that covers the studio camera. Pretty much the hood will give you pretty good view of the monitor itself. Now, before I go through all the buttons that we have here, just so let you know, the quality of the 10-inch monitors that Blackmagic supply here with the studio camera is absolutely nice. We have a comparison later on. We'll show you with the 10-inch Lilliput monitor and also the high definition LCD 21-inch, and you can see the difference between those monitors. Okay, let's. Okay, let's go on with the first button that we have here. We have the focus button here, but pretty much when using the studio camera with an autofocus lens, you can use it, you can press this button and it'll pretty much help you to focus. And you can also, if you are using with, unfortunately we do not have a lens that can communicate with the body right now, but once you push this button once, you can have the focus peaking. But if you have a lens that can communicate with the body, that can make use of the autofocus system, you have to press this twice in order to activate the focus peaking function here. So you can see this is the focus peaking function. Now, when you press the iris button, if you have a communication with your lens, you can press the up and down button to adjust the exposure brightness, highlight of your shot. So that's pretty much the function of this iris. The next button we have here is the PTT, which is push to talk button, and also the program button, PGM. Basically, this is when you're using live production video. Some of the camera operators, they want to talk to the directors or the control panel guy in the control room. So this is what you use. You press it once, hold it, so you can talk with the other guy in the control room or the director. And some camera operator, they want to see the other live production footage of the other cameras in the studio. So you can press this button pretty much. Currently you won't see anything because we are not connected to the other. But if you press it once, then you can see the rest of the cameras that are connected to the system, to the switcher. So now the next button that I was really hoping functional is pretty much the LUT, the lookup table. Now currently this button is not implemented yet. So pretty much whatever you do, if you press, it won't function. I think sooner or later Blackmagic will update the firmware. So when they update firmware, they will include the function for the LUT in the future, I guess. I'm really hoping that we can use this at one point. You also have the remaining buttons here, which is the toggling button, the sideways, the up and down, then the set, just to choose your options, and then this is the left and this is right. Now this display button, if you press here, you can get rid of the display marker here. It tells you the batteries and also the marking point of your choice. So now if you keep pressing the last button here, which is the menu. So now we're going through the same interfaces that we have in the Blackmagic camera, which we have the studio here. You can put the number for your camera pretty much. You can choose the camera number in the event that in the studio you have more than one of these cameras. Then reference resources, this you can switch through the reference port just now, you can set that. Reference timing, I have no idea how to use this at this point. The headset level, the headset mic, as you mentioned on the other side, you have the headset and the microphone headset input to it, so you can adjust that level too. Then the program mix here, which I have no idea how to use that one at the moment. Okay, next, we going through the menu here. We have the monitoring options, so you can adjust the brightness of the screen. Yeah, currently I'm only putting 50%. Since we have the hood here, I don't see any reason to go beyond 50%. But if you're shooting this outside, later on we will see this. We might want to set slightly higher. Then we also have the zebra. I'm putting it off right now, and we have the focus peaking. I put it high. Tele brightness, we put it high too. So now that's pretty much on the monitoring of this camera outside. So now we have the audio, as I mentioned earlier. You can adjust the audio input of the two balanced XLR inputs. You can adjust those input setting. I'm putting at 80% right now. You can adjust the input levels, whether it's mic or line. Then you can adjust the channel 1 and channel 2 options that you have here. And then you have the phantom power. You can switch on the phantom power if you want to supply the power to your microphone that has phantom power options. So now, going to the last one, which is on the camera itself. As some of you know, this is a full HD version. Blackmagic also has the 4K in production, soon going to be released sometime in July. We're not buying that one, but we're buying the Ursa. So let's wait for that one to come. So we have the video format here, where you can change to is full HD up to 60 frames per second. You have all those options here. Then you can change the gain. Now this is something different from the other Blackmagic cameras that we have here. We can adjust the gain here. You can see I can adjust it to 12, 18, and we have 0 back to 0, and I'm putting on 6. Okay, I've not tested how much noise it gives to this to the footage, but we'll try today. So now we have same setting that we have in any Blackmagic camera. We have the white balance here. You can adjust that to 5,600 up to 7,500 and goes back to 3,200. Then we can adjust the shutter speed. Now the shutter speed that we have setting here, you can adjust up to a few thousand. So let's see what is the maximum we have here. We did try, I think if I'm not mistaken it's 2,000. So 1/2000. We have not tested this yet on any situation, but yeah. Now I'm putting back 1 to 50. Then you can adjust the dynamic range. We like to put it on film. Later on when we record this, the footage to compare with the pocket camera. But right now let's see it on the video function setup. Language, you can change this to, currently we only have English. Because the manual comes in other languages, so I assume Blackmagic intends to upgrade the language options later on for Chinese and Russian and everything. But currently we only have English. Okay, that's pretty much the menu that we have on this camera.